Hello, and welcome to your daily writing habit. I am your host, Christine Whitmarsh, aka Christine Inc., INK, like the stuff you write with. Each day, I'm sharing with you the writing habits I've learned from my 18 years as a ghostwriter, book coach, and bestselling author. I have found that 3 types of habits in particular can have a huge impact on your success. Those 3 things are writing fundamentals, productivity, and mindset. Now, this week, we're tackling fundamentals. From the standpoint of a service that I do for authors called an Editorial Analysis, where I'll read an author's complete rough draft manuscript, or very close to complete, and offer detailed feedback on what's working, what's not, and then I'll give them specific editing recommendations on what I think they should do on their final self-editing pass before they hand it off to a professional editor who will finalize their manuscript before it's turned into a book. So this week, I've been sharing with you some of the most common writing fundamentals that I look for when reviewing manuscripts and giving you tips on how to execute on them well. One thing I look for is tense and narrative voice switch-ups. So hopefully, as part of your book development process, you've developed on a narrative. You've decided on a narrative point of view and tense for your book. For example, a third-person point of view, past tense, would be: she was running to catch the bus one day when an incoming text on her phone caught her attention. Reading the words on the screen, she instantly realized that life as she knew it was about to come undone. Now, if that was written in first person present, so that was third person past. First person present would be: it's Tuesday and I'm running to catch the bus, phone in hand as usual. I see a text come in. I read the words on the screen and instantly realize that my life as I know it is about to come undone. See the difference? So, and the second person point of view would be you. So that's very common tense in self-help books, personal development, business books. You want to think about this, you want to think about that when you're managing your finances or managing your mindset, things like that. So those are the tenses, and make sure, again, as part of your book development process, deciding on the point of view and the tense, very, very important. So once you make this decision, in your development process, it's important when you're writing to stay consistent with whichever point of view and tense you choose. There's no one right way, by the way. There's no one right tense. There's common ones. For instance, in fiction, third person past tense is definitely the most common. Doesn't mean it's right. It just means it's the most common. But pick what works for you and pick what works for your writing style and your book and the reading experience that you are crafting for your readers, and then stick to it. One common error I see when I am reading manuscripts is switching back and forth between points of view and tenses, sometimes in the same paragraph, believe it or not. If you have to, make a little note card reminder for yourself and post it in your writing space. I'm a huge fan of that kind of visual cues in your writing space to remind yourself which tense and which point of view you're writing your book in. Staying consistent now, trust me, it will save you many self-editing and also professional editing headaches later. So you'll thank yourself for it later when you're editing your book and you don't have to constantly be making all your tenses and points of view uniform, and your editor will love you too. So this is something that you can be thinking about. Don't let it trip up the creativity of your writing process. But again, if you have that visual cue, maybe a little note card in your writing space, that's enough usually for my authors to stay on track. So thank you very much for tuning in today to your daily writing habit. And as I've been mentioning, I'm about to be turning my episodes here of your daily writing habit into YouTube videos that will be on my YouTube channel. If you just look up Christine Inc., INK, on YouTube, you will find me. Or you could go to my website, christine-ink.com, and you'll see the YouTube icon in the top right corner. And if you know anyone else who is writing a book, I'd love it if you would share this with them so I can help them succeed as well. Thanks for tuning in. I will talk to you tomorrow. And until then, happy writing.